This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. So I see only 25 participants have joined. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes. Let others also join. Then I'll start the class. And make sure you have given your name in the fields. Okay, name blocks. Because I am seeing here one person has given here name as data visualization using Tableau. So how can I consider this for your attendance? Right? Please rename yourself and give your proper name. Give your full name. Even though you give your register number or not, that I don't require. You can give your full name as per your attendance. Okay? Please rename it. I'll wait for another 2 minutes, then I'll start the session. Okay, let's start our session. So before I start my section, let me know, am I audible to everyone? Can you all hear me clearly? Okay, thank you, Kirtana, Hema, Darshini. Fine. So we'll start the session. So from today, we will be having for first 6 to 7 classes, we will work on Excel. Then we will start with the Tableau because we have to understand how the Excel work, what are the formulas we have, what are the functions we have. So then same thing we can use it in our Tableau, how we are going to implement while creating the dashboard and the story creation. Okay, so Excel plays a most important role whenever we are going with it. Okay, now let me ask you what you know about Excel. So that means what is an Excel? This is my question.
Raw data.
Okay, raw data, it is a spreadsheet. Okay, Yukti. So yes, we call it as a spreadsheet. That's the right answer. Why we call it a spreadsheet? See, if you see an Excel sheet, right? If you see an Excel sheet, what it says. So let me share my screen. Okay. So it's a spreadsheet. Why we call it as spreadsheet? See, you can open Excel in three methods. One, from the start menu, you will be having a list of applications. You can take your Excel or directly in the search, you can type here as Excel. You will get it. You can select this. This is one method, okay, of opening an Excel. So here, this one I will explain you. You will go for a blank workbook in order to work. in order to work on this. When you're typing, when you're making a data entries, you will choose this. Second method, you can open a run comment, type it as an Excel, click on OK. This is getting connected. Again, you will choose a blank workbook and do. Or directly, in order to open an Excel workbook, right click, go to new. You have an option here, Microsoft Excel worksheet. You can give a name whatever you want. I'm just giving here MCC sample. Enter. Okay, so like this. Now directly it is a blank workbook I'm opening. Okay. Now, why do we call this? Why do we call this as a spreadsheet? So you can see here, this is an Excel, and because when I say this as a worksheet, what happens? This Excel, see you have a columns A, B, C, D, and even the numbers, right? Even the numbers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things like a rows. So I don't know how many rows, but still I'm just saying you. I'll tell you how many total rows and how many columns. Now see, just this. When I scroll down, you can see this numbers keeps on moving. At the same time, here I have an option A. So alphabet A. A is the first column. So same thing if I move on my right side, what happens? I'm having A to Z, again A combination, then B combination, C combination. So same thing will also repeat with 2 characters, 3 characters, like this. Okay, now we have a 2 characters. Again, it will start with the 3 characters with the A combination, B combination, C combination, like this. There are many combinations which it will be starting. So it keeps on going. We may not know how many characters we have it, right? So it is spreading. It's spreading where? It spreads in a rows and a column. It spreads in a row and a column. So that is what we call it as spreadsheet. Okay. So what is a spreadsheet? So first thing, we have it as a spreadsheet. Okay, spreadsheet. So next thing, we call this Excel is a spreadsheet software which has multiple rows and columns, cell, all these things. Okay, first thing, what we do in a Excel, we maintain data, right? We maintain data. Now, what kind of data you will maintain? Anything related to any business. Suppose if it is a college, if it is a school, what they will do? They will maintain their number of students, number of teams, number of batches, number of classes, and their register number, fees paid, fees collected, additional activities, additional course, what has been given. All these details they have to maintain. One report they will maintain for regarding a school, another report regarding a colleges, another report for the teachers, another report for the students. So students fees data, faculties like teachers salary data, like this many data they have to maintain. Excuse me. Next one, other than that, let's take another example. If it is a provision store, retail store, then what they will do? What is the product they have? In a product, what are the categories, subcategories, variants, colors, models? This product details they will maintain. How much sales has made, when it was made, to whom it was made, right? In a month, this data they have to maintain. From which supplier we have got a order, from whom we made a purchase, how many we made a purchase, how many orders are pending, how much stock is coming down, to whom we have to place an order. These details they have to maintain. Okay, if they are doing a delivery, that is shipment of goods, dispatch of goods. So online sales how much, offline sales how much, online aggregate sales how much. That means like this picking up the goods and dropping to someone else. Like we have other things like food and all. If you take restaurants, Zomato, we have Swiggy, you have restaurant is making a sales where in a restaurant itself, and they are also are registered as a person to uh, make a sales through the online. So they may have their own website through which they will make a sales. If not, they might have a logins with the other third party application. So from Zomato or Swiggy, like this they will be doing. See, Domino's is already having an application. KFC is also having an application. That is a software where we can buy, we can order. But the same thing we also can see in a Swiggy and Zomato also. So that means they are also another partner who have been registered. So like this, each and every business, they will be having their data information, though they have a software, right? Though they have a software, might be we are just searching some information or updating in a software. So when you open any application, it will ask you name field. There will be a field filling your details. Fill your names, first name, last name, date of birth, gender, course, applications, all these things. You fill it, you upload it. But all this data, if I have to see everything together in the application, I will filter and see, right? So I'll open my application, filter and see. Same thing if I want to maintain in a proper way, additionally in another page, in another place, then I can do it in Excel also, right? So Excel is a place where you will be making a data entry. Using this data entry, in this you can make a calculations, that is applying a functions. You can apply a functions, you can calculate your required output, then you can create a charts, you can extract the information. All these things we do in an Excel. So Excel plays a major role whenever you are working with any BI tools or any other softwares. Still, Excel plays a major role in everything. So first, that's what we say it as Excel is very important. So I said we make a data entry. It is a spreadsheet. We do all these things. Okay. Now, do you know what is mean by um, main data? So that is maintaining a data. So data entry, you do it in each and every cells. I'll come to this later. What are cells and rows? Now, you know what is spreadsheet. Next, worksheet. What is worksheet? Okay. So this sheet, since it is spreading vertically and horizontally, I say this as spreadsheet. Now, what is worksheet? In the sheet 1, can you see here? In the sheet 1, when I'm working, then it becomes worksheet. Again, I'm adding the second sheet. This is worksheet. Third sheet, again it is a worksheet. You can rename here. If you're renaming it also, no problem. Each and every sheet, right? Each and every sheet is called as worksheet. Worksheet. Okay. So how much ever sheets you have, we call this as worksheet. Then you have a third one, workbook. Now what is workbook? You have a file, MCC sample I have given. So this is workbook. Each and every file, how much ever I'm having, all this individual file names you can see, all these files are called as workbook. In the file, inside the file, how much sheets you have, that is not a counted one. Okay, each file is a workbook. Each file is a workbook. In that, each and every sheet we call it as worksheet. Any questions you have till here? Anybody has a doubt? If yes, ask me. If no, just give it as, see, if you have a doubts, you can ask me. If you have no doubts, put it in a chat box saying that 0. No doubts, 0. Okay, fine then. We will continue. Okay, so now this is what we have. Okay, so first we will understand this worksheet. what is a screen interface, we will understand. Okay, so now this, whenever you are opening a new Excel file, it will say you as book 1. This is a default file name before you save. Before you are saving, this is a default name. And after that, you can save the file name whatever you want. I've already created and saved it as MCC sample. So again, I will rename this MCC Tableau. See, I'm not able to rename because the file is still in open. I'll close this, save it. Now try again. Now it has been renamed. I'll reopen this again. So now it has been renamed. Okay. So by default, whenever we open an Excel, default file name will be book 1. Okay. Now if I want to save this file, what I do, I have an option save, right? We save the file and the shortcut key for the save is Control yes. We need to save the file. So the shortcut key for this is Control yes. Now Control S, if I do, what is happening? Nothing has happened. But when it is a new file, right? When it is a new file, I've not done anything. So let me just type something here, MCC. Okay. So I'm giving here as Excel. That's all. I will save this. Control yes. Now see, it is asking me where to save the location and save as. Save as what? What is the name you want to give? So this PC on a desktop, I would like to give some name. So I'll give here as demo. Okay, I'm giving this as demo, and this is which format? Save as type Excel workbook. This is Excel workbook. Okay, no other changes. Excel workbook, you can save this. Now the file name is demo. Right, I'll just close this. Now whenever you are saving for the first time, you will get that dialog box saving that, okay, saying that what name you want to give. So I have given a name as demo. Again, if this demo file, I'm again typing something, I want to update something, right? I'm updating something, or I'm creating a table like names, then register number, right? So all these details, if I want to update phone number, then address, something I want to add, right? Something I want to add, then what should I do? So all these things I have done, but if I close directly, it will ask me to save first. Save first because I have done some entry after opening this. I made somewhere I have given some data entry. I have typed something. So I have to save this. So what you can do, you can press Control yes, or you can click on this button save, or even in a file you also have this option save. Anywhere you can do. Now when I'm closing this, see directly it got closed. It didn't ask me the dialog box itself. Now I'm into MCC Tableau, this one. Okay, so whenever you are doing a save, initially at the first moment, then it will ask you save the file with a name. Since already it is done, the content what I am typing in that particular workbook, to save that, to keep it in that content itself. If this is my file, I'm typing something here and I have saved it. Again I'm opening, again I'm typing the next one, and this typed data I want to keep it as it is. Here itself it has to retain. So first I've done here, again I'm typing here. So this is saved. What about this one? I need to save this also, right? To save this, I will be using this Control yes. Again the next day I come, I'm typing something else here, or below this also is fine. Below this also I'm typing. That means all whatever data entry I'm doing, I have to save this. To keep this content available always in this file, I have to save the file. Then when you save it, it will be retaining all the content what you have done. All the data entries will be holding in this file. So we have to save the file. So by default, you have this file name you will be saving. And there is another thing, the extension of a file. Okay, extension of a file. Now have given a name here, the file name as MCC Tableau. MCC Tableau. Now what should I do? Now this file will have an extension XLSX. XLSX. Now see here, these are the files. We don't know extension. So let me come here. I'll just open another file like PowerPoint. I'll do here as S1. Then I will do again new. I'll open a Microsoft Word document. Then I'll say here as letter. Done. But we don't know the extension. Every file is having its own extension. Extension is what type of file it is. Now what is the extension of my Excel file? Okay, let me say here. Now can you see here? There is a file pptx, docx, xlsx. So these are the file extension. What is a file extension? Means what type of file it is. So here this Excel is having a extension. What? XLSX. What does it mean? XLSX means Excel spreadsheet X. X at last it is added from the 2007 onwards. Before this 2007, the file extension, the extension of a file was only XLS up to 2003. Okay, so now what happened? Why do we have this option XLSX? See, when I was having this extension XLS, what happened? There were a issue. Suppose I'm having a file in this format. I'm working in a system. This is my system. I'm working on this. Now, after working, I need to give it to someone. Might be I am mailing it, I'm WhatsApping it, or I'm sharing through the some other application. So I have shared to you. I'm sharing this to you. So I am using a version. So this is having an extension XLS. And now when I share to you, if you people, right? If you people will be having a MS Office package in your device, in your system, then you can open this and see. What if you are not using MS Office? You are using some other software. So take it as WPC or OneBook Note, okay, or Google Sheet you are using. Now this sheet will not open in any other package when it is having a extension as XLS. This was having a difficulties. So what they did is they've added another option. So here what it is, Excel is standing for Excel spreadsheet. Excel stands for Excel spreadsheet. At last they have added an option here as X. What does this X stands for? It stands for XML. So XML, right? So this X stands for XML. What does this XML will do? XML helps in converting a data from one format to another format, or allows you to open in any other application also. Okay, it helps you to open in another sources also. That means it will open in any software, whichever the software you are using, it will help you to open, so that you can see what I have typed in this data, in this file, whatever I have typed, that you can see it. So it helps in doing this. So that is what X has been added, so that it help you in download, in seeing this all this file. Okay, now this place we call it as quick access toolbar. This place we call it as quick access toolbar, QAT, or you can also say it as quick access toolbar. Okay, let me explain you. Now, quick access toolbar means by default have some three options: save, undo, and redo. This we will see. Why do we have to call this place as quick access toolbar? Okay, so whenever I need to make some changes, right? Whenever I need to make some changes or something I wanted, so I have to search where is the option, where I have to go, each and every place I have to go and search. Say, let me give you names. I'm just typing here names. Let me give some names. Anu, Dora, Bala, Meera, Teju, Bala, Boots, Anu. Okay, so some names have given. From this list of names, I need to remove the duplication. So I have to go find where is the option to remove the duplications. I have to search. I know it where it is, but still I have to go for data tab, remove the duplication I have to do. So I'll just show you in two options. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, I'll paste it here also. Now what I want to do is I want to remove the duplication from here. So I'll go for this data tab, remove the duplication from the K column, click on OK. So it says there was 2 duplicates found and removed, 7 unique values is been remaining. So see, 2 values is been removed. The same option, I don't want to go and search here. The frequently which I'll be using, I'll add it in the top menu. So what I will do, right click, you have an option here, add to the quick access toolbar, click on it. Now see, I got this option, remove duplication. Okay, so then for this some places I want to give a name. Okay, I want to give a name for some table. So this is a name, list of names I want to give it. List of names. Okay, for giving a name, I have to search where should I define a name. So in a formula, I have something called as define name. Define name. This also right click, add to quick access toolbar. Now it has been given. So whichever option or the tools which I may use frequently or which I may need it again and again, instead of searching here, I'll keep it in a top quick access toolbar. I'll directly click on it and add it. If I want to arrange the names in an alphabetic wise, A to Z or Z to things, so I'll go with the sort, add to quick access toolbar. I've done this, right? Now see, I'm not going to search here and there. I'm not going anywhere. I will select this, remove the duplication from the column M. Okay, done. Now sort this. Sort this in which one? A to Z. Okay, done. So names field is also been selected. So what I have to do? I'll only select this name. Then sort this in A to Z. I'll click on this OK. Now see, it has been arranged. Now what I will do? I'll give a name for this. Define a name. So I'll give here as students. Students, and I'll click on this OK. Now can you see here a name has been added? Suppose I'm in some other place, I'm into some other sheet, I'm working here. Now I want to go to the place where I have added my student's name. So I'll go to introduction and I will see here. But what if I don't know which sheet? I have 5-10 sheets. In 10 sheets where the student's name I have added, I don't know, but I have given a name for that place as a student. Now you can see here you have a drop down students, right? This is what? This is a place name box. This will display the name of the table, name of the range, or name of the cell. So all these things it will be displaying, right? Now I go here, select the student, so comes here automatically. Suppose this is a first place, A1 is a first place. Okay, I will give here as define name. I'll say here as first, FIRST, first cell. If I'm giving a space and I'm typing a cell, and when I save this, it will not accept. Why? Space is not accepted when you are giving a name for a file. When you give means when you are giving a name for a range, or the range means these rows and columns. Okay, when you're giving a name for a range, when you're giving for a name for a cell, or when you're giving a name for a table, then space is not accepted. Instead of space, you have to use underscore. Underscore, then cell, first cell, then I'll give here okay. Now see, I want to go for students. See, this is selected. I have to go for the first cell. This is selected. I'm placing here somewhere. Somewhere I'm placing. Still, I go for first cell, selected. Students, selected. This is how it will move on. Now, before we learn some other things, first we will understand what is cell, what is row, what is column. Only then it will be easy for us to understand the remaining things. Then I will tell you what and all tools we have. Any questions so far? Anybody has a questions? Okay,
Ma'am, I have a question.
tell me, ma.
You just gave a name, and while giving the name, there was some option called scope. So, could you elaborate a little bit on scope?
Okay, let me see. Define name. Scope. This is workbook. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the workbook. Only in a worksheet you are giving, or it is applicable only for this where you are giving. So this is a workbook. I told you entire things we call it as workbook. So that means from
Okay.
any page I will search, then it has to show me this. If I'm only taking your intro, that means only in this sheet is it is applicable. So I cannot search from the some other sheet. Okay, so that is what we are taking here as workbook. And comment, if you want to give, you can give anything. And see, look at this. It is saying A9. I'll tell you what it is. A9. So if you see this, this is A column and this is a ninth row. A9. Why there is a dollar sign? Because it is fixed this. This selected option is permanent. So for that you have this dollar sign. And where it is ending? In the B column, 10th row. 10th row. So B10. So this is a name. Then what is this intro? Intro is the sheet name. In introduction sheet, from the A9 to B10 it has been selected. So that is what it is saying here. Okay, for this you will be giving a name. Since I didn't give any name, by default whatever I have selected here, default file name hyphen book 1, you can see default underscore, space has been taken as underscore, file underscore name underscore, then I was having a hyphen is also taken as a underscore, again underscore book 1, right? So I'm not saving this, just I'm showing you. So before I create another name and another tables or something, first I wanted to do, I want to make you understand what is cell, what is row, what is column, this one. Okay, so any doubts, ma? Hema Darshini, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks. Yeah. Got it.
Okay, then we'll go for the next one. So I'll explain you what and all tools we have in quick access tool. But before that, I wanted to know you, like I'll tell you what it is. So the very first thing, this address, that is a name, what you have for A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All this is a vertical one. The vertical one, what we have, we call it as column, right? Anything in a vertical place. Vertical, we call it as column, and this is having a heading, or you can say it as names, which is giving a heading as A, B or C, something like this. So which continues till where it is, that also I'll show you. And anything with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, so all these things, horizontal, right? Horizontal. Then this we call it as row, which is having a heading. Heading as what? It is having a heading saying that the field with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or the other numbers. So these are the total things we have. So vertically when we have, then we call it as column. Horizontally when I have, then I call this as row. Now let's see what are the rows and what are the columns. So very first one. So let's take here as first row, which is first column, what it is that we will see, and last row and last column also we will see this. Then we will see the total also. Total. Now here vertical, I said column. So column is what? First one is A. So A. So then you have B, C, D. Then what about the last one? We need to know what is the last one, right? So what I'll do, Control Shift End key, or you can go Control Shift to the last end key. What it is saying? XFD. I told you it will start from one character, two characters, then the three characters. Now the last one is XFD. Again, to come back, I'll come to the home. So the last one was saying you XFD. Okay, then here if you take it, this is the first row, right? We have the first row. Then what is the last one? I'll go with this first to the page down. Control Shift page down. So it says 1048576. This is the last one. Again, let me come to the same page in the beginning. So it says 10,48,576. This many. That means the total remains the same thing. When it is in numbers, the total remains the same thing. 10,48,576. And here the total number of columns is 16,384. This many you have. Again, let's see. So we have something called as cell. Cell. Now what is a cell? Each and every small boxes, whether I am selecting it or not selecting it, without selecting also, the tiny boxes, each and every small box what you see is called as cell. All the boxes we call it as cell, or in proper way we will say that a place where row and column meets. A place where row and column meets is called as a cell. Now assume that I have placed a cell. This is where in a B column 22 row. So this is a cell, and you can see here the name of the cell is B22. Cell address, we call this as cell address, the name of the cell. Each and every place wherever you type, the place of that has been given in a name box. So you say here intersection of column and row. Okay, we call it as what? Cell. Intersection of rows and columns, we call it as cell. Then what is active cell? Active cell means the place where I am typing or where I am placing my cursor. Wherever you can find this green color box, whichever the place I am going, wherever it is ready to work, where the cell has been selected, the place where it is selected, we call it as active cell. Okay, selected cell, whether it is having a content or not. That means where you can see that green box, we call it as active cell. Okay, whichever you have it as selected cell, we call it as active cell. Then if I'm selecting, so one cell, you call it as cell. When I can see the cell in a color, green color box, right? Then I call this as active cell. Okay, so if I'm selecting range, let me take it here as range, or I will give here as array. Right, when I select more than one cell, let me give this automatic colors. Okay, so when I'm selecting cell more than one cell horizontally or even vertically, when I'm selecting it, then we call this as array. Okay, so that means array is more than one cell selected. Okay, so where either vertically or horizontally. Then we call it as array. The same thing, range. When I'm selecting a cell vertically, also horizontally, more than one cell, then it becomes a range. Okay, so that means more than one cell selected, right? More than one cell selected vertically, and it's not or, it is and. Here it becomes and horizontally, then it is called as range. Okay, so this is what we call it as range. Okay, so then see, if I'm selecting more than one cell, the first cell what I have selected, right? The first cell what I have selected, that name is been displayed here as a name box, as a name of the cell, right? So once again, okay, so we have this one. So we understood what is a cell, what is an active cell, what is array, what is range. Now, since we know what is cell, okay, we will discuss about this first cell. So, first cell is what? This is a column, first row. So, the first cell is A1. Then, what is the last cell? What is the last cell? This is the last column and this is the last row. So, XFD 1048576. This is the last row, right? Last cell. Okay, so for the first thing, the column, first column is A, last column is XFD. We have 16,384 total number of columns and rows. First one is a 1 and the last row is 10,48,576. In total also it remains the same thing, right? And what we call it as cell, a intersection of rows and columns. So intersection of first cell is A column with the first row, so A1. Last cell is intersection of last column and the last row, so it is XFD 10,48,576. Do you have any questions till here? Your screen is not visible. Okay. Can everyone see my screen, or only Shalini is facing this issue? Could someone say me whether you have this issue? Now you're able to see. Fine. Thank you, ma. Sorry, I saw your message very late. Okay. Sorry, ma. What you're supposed to say? That's I didn't get you, ma. What you're saying? Shalini? Okay. Fine, fine. No problem, ma. We will continue. Okay. So now we understood what and all it is. And now next one, let me explain. Let me come back to this quick access toolbar. Okay, so here I'm going for the first one, save. Till now I'm making so many typing work, I'm doing it right. So all these things I have to save it to keep the content available for the next session also. So I will click on the save, or you can use this save option shortcut key, control yes. Next one, if I want to go for the previous action by mistake, say example, I'm doing here another things, another names also I will add it. Okay, so let me add here as Masha, Sasha, Motu, Patlu. Then again I'm adding Motu, then Rudra. Some names have added. Now what I want to do, I have to go for the previous step, previous things where what I have done. So control Z, control Z you will use to go for the previous one. Now see here again the save what I have done, it has been removed. Control Z, here it is going. So last cell has been removed. So to bring back all these things, I can use here control Y. Might be have to just go for 6 steps behind, but I made 8 steps. That 2 steps which I have removed by mistake, I have to bring that. So control Y. Again control Y. So this is enough. I don't want some other name, so I'll keep it like this. If you still want to bring, again press control Y. This is fine. So to go back for the previous step, control Z, previous step, undo. So where you will be going for the previous things. So undo, last one what I have typed was this one. Redo, so it will go for the previous one, means this is previous one, to bring back which have by mistakenly removed it. So it was Patlu. For that, it will be using undo and redo. And for this, you have a shortcut key, undo, it is control Z, and redo, it is control Y. Okay, this is a 3 tools by default you have, and you don't have a shortcut key for this removing duplication, defining a name, and for the sorting. Okay, there is no shortcut keys. Few places there is no shortcut keys, but still I will tell you how to navigate without the shortcut keys also, that you will understand it. Okay, so now this is the 3 tools by default we have, and we have added something. Might be I would have added some other things also. I'm just right clicking, add to quick access toolbar. Now I just want to remove this. When I have to remove this option, what I will do, I will right click, remove from quick access toolbar. Again, if I want to remove from quick access toolbar, this step you can do it in order to remove the unwanted things which you would have added, So remove from quick access toolbar. This have done. So this is a title bar. This is a quick access toolbar. This is a title bar. Now for this quick access toolbar, I want to define a name. So I showed you one step. You will go for formula. You will use this define name to define a name. Or since the same option has been added here, you can select from here also. So first method, I will use this define name. So I don't want this many details. I'll just keep it as Q80. That's enough. Quick access toolbar. So these are the cells which I have selected. So this will be given a name. So A12 to B15 will be having a name as quick access toolbar. Now you can see here, first cell, quick access toolbar, students. So wherever you are adding a name, that it is same. See, only individual cell have given a name, first cell. Okay. I've selected many cells, that is vertically, that also you can give a name. I have one column and the second column, this I have selected, I have given a name. So like this, wherever you want to define a name, you can define it. So since we have already come to the name part, I'll tell you here. Say, I'm going to take here the list of names, the register number, okay, that total score. So let me take the same name. Okay, let me take the same name. I'll copy this and I'll paste it. Remove the duplication if I have. So continue only from the selected one. Remove the duplication. Okay. So done. Register number I'm not sure, so I'll just give here as 1001. Some number I'm just giving. 4 digits I'll give. Okay, total score here I will give it as equals to this formula. I will explain you later. Now as for now I'm just keeping this. So 400 to 600, let that be any score between this. Okay, this is a table. I want to create it as a table. To create a table, you will go to insert and you can click on this table. You can click on this table and you can see the shortcut key for creating a table is Control T. So now I'm just placing in this between. Control T I will do. Now see, what did I do? I just placed my cursor somewhere between this data. This data, it will select Control T. So it says where from B33 to D42, D column 42 row, it has been selected, and it is also saying my table is having a headers. What are the headers? Names, register number, total score. Now what I'll do, I'll click on this OK. It has been given. If you want to change the table styles, colors, anything, you can change it. It is up to you. I'm just changing this. Now what is this table name? Table 1. Okay, I'll go to some other place. Now see here. Can you see this table 1? Now it is going here. Since I've inserted a table, created a table, you can see a table design. This we will see how to do all these things. Now I wanted to change this name. Name of this table. It is saying as table 1. Table name. Table name is table 1. I need to rename this. I'll remove this and I'll take here as student. I need to give a space, so instead of space we will use underscore details. Enter. So see, I got this. So see, first cell, I'll go for the quick access toolbar, then the student, then the student details. So it will come like this. You can give individual cell also a name. You can give a range also a name, whether it is a single line, a row, or it is a column, or more than one column. Even if it is a table, you can define a name anywhere, anything you wanted. Whenever you want to search it, you can search this. So this was my data. I gave a name. So when I place my cursor in one cell, it doesn't show. If I'm selecting this entire data, now you will see here as student details, right? If you go here, you can search the student details. If I go here students, I can go. Even I'm in third sheet number 3. From here also I can search. From here also I can search. So like this, whatever I want to do, I can do it. Suppose I'll copy this name. I'll go for the sheet 2. Okay, I'm just adding here. So I'm not going to use the same information. Like just we will take subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, and then subject 5. Now let me take one more subject also, subject 6. So I'm just using a function here. I'll explain this function later. I've told you. Just for now, in order to take numbers instead of typing manually, I'm just using this function. I'll explain you what I'm doing later on. Now, as of now, I'll just want to show you how I'm defining a name. So name is being given. I'll select this range. Okay, we will go for, I'll just press Ctrl T. My table is having a headers. So you can choose the color whatever you want. Okay, here see this is having a different formats. So this color what is there, I want to copy this and paste it here, only the color. So here what I'm taking, format painter. Even then I'll still explain you what is format painter later. Now for this, since it is created as table, now you can see the name of this is table 2. I'll rename this as marks list, marks underscore list. Okay, now I'll go to the sheet 3. There is nothing. I'll go for the first cell, so it comes. I'll go for the student, it comes. I'll go for the marks list. See, it goes for the next sheet also. Whichever the sheet you are working in, whichever the worksheet you are working in, still you can go for that particular sheet. Clear? Any questions still here? Anybody has any questions, any doubts? Reply me if you have a questions, you ask me. If no questions, put it as 0. Thank you. Very good. So that means no one is having a questions. Okay. Let me come back to this. Okay, so we have discussed quick access toolbar, this and the name box. Name box will display. So we will give here name box. So what it does, this name box will display the cell address. Cell address. Okay, so that means what is cell address? Intersection of row and column. If not, name of the range defined, name of the range whatever we are defining means name of this whatever we have defined, or even the table name will be given in this. So this is what a name box will be doing. Okay, then we have this close options, minimize, maximize. So that is screen related comments, right? Screen related comments, whether I need to minimize or maximize, that is this option. We will relate it to Windows, we will see. So we know to minimize the screen by clicking on the bar, or I can again maximize this to click again back. I will click on this, so this will maximize my screen. The same thing I wanted to know by using a shortcut keys. I'll give you a set of screen shortcut keys so you can learn from this. First one, minimize. Minimize. Then I'll give your maximize. Then I'll give your close. Okay, one by one we will see. So minimize first things. So Windows M. Windows M, this will minimize. Windows Shift M, this will maximize. I'm repeating again. Window M to minimize. Window Shift M to maximize. So you have a Windows logo in your keys. So that key you will be using to minimize. Windows plus M. Windows M to minimize. And Windows Shift M. Windows Shift M to maximize. Another key also I will say, Windows down arrow key to minimize, Windows up arrow key to maximize. If I want my screen to entirely minimize, completely minimize, Windows down arrow key one time, Windows down arrow key 2 times, completely it will minimize. So when you press Windows up arrow key, it will not maximize it. You have to click on this. Only when you use one time Windows up arrow key, that is page up, Windows down, page down, so down arrow key, in that case what will happen, it will only minimize and maximize. But twice, if you are minimizing one time and two time, then maximize will not work. So Windows up arrow key will not work. Only when it is one time it is used, it will show you. So it is again Windows M, sorry, Windows page up. You can use page up or up arrow key. This is to minimize, so down arrow key. Okay, and to maximize, instead of down, we will use up arrow key. Okay, so next another method also I'll show you. Windows D. Okay, Windows D to minimize, and the same Windows D to maximize. For both the keys, we are using the same option. Windows D is to minimize, and even for maximize also the same key we will be using. Clear? Now let me tell you about this close. Now first, if I want to see close only this screen, where, see this screen where I'm working, only this working area, if I have to close, this is close window, right? So we have two methods, close window. So which one is a window? This my working area is a window, right? So same thing, if I have to close this entire file, Excel itself, if I have to close it, then what should I do? So for this close window, what I will do, Control W. Since I'm typing it, it is asking me to save, close it. To reopen it, you have to go for this file. Your file name will be displaying here. You can select from this. So it will reopen. Okay, Control W will close the file, the working area. You can go to File tab, select your file, this will open. Okay, if I want to close entire Excel file, then it is Alt F4. Alt F4 to close. So if I have to reopen it, I'll again go to this file and reopen this. Let me remove the extension. I'm going for this File Explorer, View tab, remove the file extensions. So then I'll click on this. Okay, so extension has been removed. Okay, so now let's see this close window. Have this close window. For closing the window, the shortcut key is Control W. Control W. To close the file, it is Alt F4. It is Alt F4. These are the keys. So you have a minimize, maximize, and close options. So how to minimize, how to maximize, and how to close. These are the few common keys. If you have other keys also, you can use it. So most of the time we will be using this. Okay, so minimize, maximize, and then close. Okay, then this tools where I have here file, home, insert, right, page layout, formulas, data, reviews, views, all these things we call it as tabs. What are tabs? The options, what I have it as file, home, insert, and all the other things which we have, we call it as tabs. Under each and every tabs, under home I have so many options, under insert also have the options, page layout also have many options. You can say as options, you can say it as comments. Okay, you can say anything. So this all together we call it as ribbons. So options, or we say this as comments below the tab, are called as ribbons. Okay, now in this ribbons, if you observe, there are set of options and one line has been drawn. Again, a few options, a line has been drawn. And if you observe, there is a name is also been given: clipboard, font, alignment, numbers, style, cell, editing. So each and everything, a set of options. Like when I'm typing here, I want to make it dark. I want to change the style of writing, and I want to change the color of my cell, means what I've typed. This one background, I want to change the color. So I want the text to be in green color. I want the background color to be in a yellow. I want to make it something dark like this. So anything related to font if I'm making, then it is font group. I want to arrange this left side, right side, move on the top, move on the down. Anything if I'm moving it, then it is an alignment. So based on the use and the necessity, everything is been given in a separately, which is given a name saying that as a group. So what we say, ribbons are grouped, right, based on use. So here we have it as ribbons are grouped as clipboard, home, alignment, not home, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So this is font or alignment, and many other things whatever we have. These are groups. And if you see, there is one arrow mark here. Many places there is arrow mark and few places there is no arrow marks. Now what is this arrow mark is related to? So there are set of options is given, which is mainly most of the times we use. There are other options which I may not use it. So those option if I want, I'll go here and I will select, say, look at this text. I'm taking here a strike through and I'll click on this. Okay, this is how it will look like preview. Can you see? The additional options or any other options if I want to do, I want to remove it. So those options is given in this arrow mark. So what is this arrow mark? We call it as we either call it as dialog launcher, dialog launcher, or you can even call it as launch button, dialog launcher or launch button you can call it. Okay, so this will be having a additional comments and additional informations. In case if we need it, we can pick those options from there. Okay, so far whatever we have done, any questions? Okay, 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 fine. Okay, so this is done. And next one, name box we have already done. Then I have this fx is a insert function. Suppose I told you right here I want to make a total of this total score, it's already given, or I'll go for this, I want to make a total of this here. So let me give here as total. Hmm? So making total, inserting a formulas, using a formulas, this we will see. I'm just trying to say what is this insert function. You will go for this insert function, and this is asking you what you want to do. If you have a list of options in this, select a function list of options in this, you can pick from here. If you don't have it here, you can search from here. I already have the sum option, but still I will search here as sum. When I search here as sum and click on go, all the sum related function I will get. Okay, so I'll take this first one. I'll click on this OK. Now you can see here it says C2 to H2. So C2 is what? That's 92. Okay, C column, second row to H2. H column 2, second row. So you have the numbers here. You can see 92, 79, 90, 85, 40, 49. So the same number you have here, this total is 415, and this will come here. Since I have applied only one thing, but it is in a table format, all the rest of the total has been done. So like these, if you want to do any total, any functions, if you want to apply, you can use it here. But most of the times we will have to apply logically also, then we will type that also. So when you're inserting or adding a functions, you can try from this. And this box, we call it as formula bar. See, I'm just placing my cursor. It says formula bar. What it will say you, the place wherever you are placing your cursor, that it will say you. So now this is a blank. Nothing has been typed here. So here. Okay. If I'm typing something, right? If I'm typing something, what happens? Whatever I'm typing, that is also been displayed. Okay. I'm removing it, so it has been removed. Okay, so now if I'm placing my cursor in where I have already typed the data, this also has been displayed. So the place where you're placing a cursor or whatever you're typing it, or if even if you want to edit the formulas, you can go here and see. You can go here and type it. So this is formula bar. Okay, then we have the last one. We have a scroll button up and down vertically and horizontally. So you can move your cursor vertically also, horizontally also, in order to see your data. So I have so many things here. So I can move this vertically to cross check my data, or horizontally also I can move it. Now this, I was having sheet 1, I have added sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Whenever you are opening a new Excel, whenever you're opening a new Excel, by default you will have only one sheet, sheet 1. Okay, let me show you in this itself a new sheet what I'm adding. Okay, if you're going to take, if you want to add a sheet, you can click on this plus mark in order to add the number of sheets. How many sheets I can add? See, I can click on this plus and there is a shortcut key to insert a sheets, that is shift F11. So I'm just adding here. I'm just adding here. Okay, before I add the number of sheets, can you guess how many sheets we can add? Can somebody guess how many sheets we can add? Response me. No idea. Just give a number. No problem. Whether it is right or wrong, no problem. 255 sheets, Kirtana. Okay. 85. Okay. 255. Good. Good to see the response. Less than 500. Okay. Can we check? So I go here, I have this. So I'll use a key shift F11 to add the number of sheets. So someone said 80, 88, something like that, and few said me like 255 sheets. So this, you can observe the number of sheets. See, it is going beyond this 255. Yeah, crossing more than 255. And someone said me less than 500. We will see whether it is adding more than 500 or less than 500. Okay, it's still going on. 400. Oh, 450. See, it's even going more than 500. I can still add more than 500. So how many sheets exactly that I can add? So let me close this. This is not required. Enough with this. I'll come to this. I need to save this. I'll close this. I don't want it. Okay. So I'm going here. I'll open this Tableau sheet. So how many exactly the number of sheets that I can add here? Which means someone gave me an answer saying that I can add the sheets up to 255. Okay. So let me go back to add, or you can say it as insert. Insert sheets. You can use a shortcut key Shift F11, and the number of sheets that can be added is 255. Okay, then why did it allow me to add so many number of pages? Yes, we can add as much as you want, but the limits what it says is I can give a 255 sheets, because in one Excel sheet the number of sheets that I can store as a data, right? Number of sheets can be added in an Excel. So see, it says 250. How many worksheets are there? So in one book you can add 255 sheets. Okay. So here, let's see here. See, limited to 255 sheets in a new workbook. Excel does not have how many worksheets you can have a limit. There is no limit. The only factor that ultimately limits the number of worksheet your workbook can hold. That means number of cells that can hold a memory. The storage is up to 255 sheets of by using all the cells. By using all the cells, it is the storage that a computer can hold is up to 255. There is no limit. It is not having any limits to add a sheets. Only depending upon the storage we have this options. Clear? Clear. So number of sheets that I can add is 255. Okay. Any questions? Anybody has a questions for this entire class for today? No? Okay. Medini, 0. Yeah, tell me,
Ma'am,
Hema.
I have a question. So while data analysts work on data, how many sheets do they typically have in a worksheet, ma'am? I mean, 255 can be added, but how many is recommended?
See, it is not recommended option. As an analyst, there is no recommended number of sheets how much you need to have or how much storage you must have. See, it can be anything, right? You may have different types of businesses who's asking you to analyze the data. So I gave you an example in the last class when I have asked you saying that sales data you might have, dispatch details you must have, product details. So it depends. Almost if you are adding approximately 5 to 6, if not maximum some 10 to 15 sheets they will not have more than that. Okay, in the sheets there will be n number of rows and columns depending upon the business transactions what has happened. Okay,
Okay.
there is no limit how many sheets it has to be. You can have anything, but only thing is, if you have this particular data, different data set, one data will be connected to the another data. Sales will be connected to the product will be connected to the dispatch will be connected to the retails, and retails will be connected to wholesales will be connected to the vendors. Like this, one data will be interconnected to the other data. If it is not connected, then we cannot create any charts or any visualization. We must have something common between one data to another data. Only then we can create a proper visualization as an analyst. Okay, this data connection I will be teaching you when I start with the pivot table.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. Any other questions? Anybody? Anybody has a questions? Reply me. Okay, good. So that's all for today. So from next class, we'll see from each and every tab how it works by using some formulas or some tricks, how it is going to work, all these things. Tab wise, we will go file tab, home tab, insert tab, one by one, we will learn it. Okay. Okay. And see, most of them are not giving a proper name. So today I told you one name, so you can still see a data visualization using a Tableau. Please rename it properly from the next class. I don't know who is this, and might be you will not be getting a attendance. Okay, so fine, that's all for today. We'll see you in next session tomorrow. See you all. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.